Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most, and here's another very important update for United States of America immigration. Here are 5 United States of America immigration changes for the 2020 that will have an impact on legal immigrants, not illegal immigrants, but legal immigrants. I'll run through this one as fast as possible, but I will still try to keep it at a pace that you can hear all the information, and I will try to keep the video not too long. Okay, so here we go. The U.S. immigration system saw many changes ordered by the Trump administration, right? That was during 2019. Everybody was in a panic, including some that will still affect us in 2020. The changes by the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is USCIS, if you did not know that, that's what that means. They will have a significant impact on the lives of millions of immigrants that are living legally in the United States of America today, throughout the year of 2020 and probably beyond. These were designed to slow down legal immigration and were designed to strengthen the Department of Homeland Security ability to enforce immigration laws. Some of the changes have created obstacles in the immigration process. Others have streamlined the path to obtain immigration benefits. So in other words, some of them were good and beneficial, and some of them were not quite so good and beneficial. Let's start out with the cost hikes. So there has been a cost hike for key immigration process. USCIS, they plan to increase their fees this year, including an 83% increase for U.S. citizenship through naturalization application. A 83% increase. So that process has gone from $640 to $1,170 US. Did you get that? In an unprecedented move, it will also change the $50 to asylum seekers for their application. That will make the United States one of the only 4 countries around the world that actually charges a fee for humanitarian protection, like the U.S. care. It's all about getting that money, man. Other increases will hit petition for employment authorization, that is Form I-765, and this form, which will go up by 20% to $490. And also for the removing condition on permanent residence obtained through marriage form. This form is called the I-751, and this form will go up by 28% and will now be $760 US. USCIS is expected to soon publish a final rule with all of these new fees. So as we speak, they are actually adding more new fees, increasing more new fees, and when they're done, sometime soon, they will print a list of what the old fees were, the percentage they were increased by, and if your math is not too good like mine is, then they will also give you what the new fees are. Okay? Now let's talk about changes in citizenship tests and new reasons for denial. So during the fiscal year of 2019, the USCIS approved citizenship for 834,000 legal permanent residents, green card holders. 834,000 green card holders were approved and became United States citizens in 2019. An 11-year high. Wow, that's a huge number, right? But permanent residents who apply for citizenship after December of 2020 will face a more challenging test, in which immigrants must prove that they can read, that they can write, and that they can speak English, and have essential knowledge of U.S. history and government because of a review of the current exam ordered by immigration officials. Got it? A memorandum titled Revision of the Naturalization Civics Test announced that there would be changes in the exam questions about the U.S. government and history, as well as the oral test of knowledge of the English language. Read more. USCIS also expanded the list of behaviors that could reflect an absence of good moral character, one of the key requirements for naturalization. The new guidance details 15 examples of unlawful acts that adversely reflect on moral character for naturalization purposes, such as bail jumping, bank fraud, failure to file or pay taxes, owing back child support, false claim to U.S. citizenship, and the list goes on. Now, more immigration forms available for online filing. So, the transition from paper to digital application for immigration benefits is an important priority for USCIS. That is what they say. The government agency stated that in the news release back in 2019 as one of its accomplishments, trying to get away from paperwork and going digital. It said that the new forms for electronic filing during the 2020 would include the I-485, which is the application to register permanent residence or adjust status, the I-765 application for employment application, and the I-131, this is the application for travel documents, the I-129, the petition for a non-immigrant worker, and the I-589 application for asylum and for withholding or removal. The new digital forms will be added to a series of self-help online tools that now allow immigrants to follow the progress of their case and help to expedite the process. So that in itself is kind of helpful. You get straight to it online. You don't have to go down to an office somewhere. So you could take out travel time, wait time in line, and all that other stuff, and you will be able to track the process of it online as well. Inadmissibility on public charge grounds blocks path to green card. Listen. So, USCIS, right, they amended the regulation related to public charge as a ground of impediment to obtaining permanent resident status or entering the United States with an immigrant visa. So the final rule included definition of certain terms critical to the public charge determination, as detailed in the Federal Register in August of 2019. A public charge is an individual who receives one or more designated public benefits for more than 12 months in the aggregate within any 36-month period. The public assistance can come from 9 programs, to include Medicare, Medicaid, public housing, and food stamps. 13 states have gone to court to block this. The public charge rule, therefore, delaying its implementation until there is a resolution to the litigation in the next few months. So that's still up in the air, but don't hold your breath for too long, because I believe that one is going to drop as well. New obstacles for work permits for asylum seekers. So the Trump administration, they had planned to modify regulations that would change some of the rules on the eligibility and the waiting time for work permits based on a pending asylum application. Among them are increasing the waiting period to apply for employment authorization, denying permanent, among them are increasing the waiting period to applying for employment authorization, denying the permits to asylum applicants who entered the United States illegally, terminating the permit immediately if the asylum application is denied, and removing the 30-day deadline for USCIS to rule on permit applicants. USCIS has separately proposed eliminating the current 30-day timeline from the date an asylum seeker files for employment authorization to grant or deny their benefit, which means they could hold you in limbo forever. The agency also wants to modify the provision requiring that applicants submit their renewal request to USCIS 90 days before the expiration of their employment authorization, according to the Department of Homeland Security notice. This comes on top of one of the stringent measures taken by the administration to reduce immigration. A new rule rejecting asylum requests by immigrants who turn up to the U.S. southern borders or southwestern borders. The rule allows the USCIS to forbid asylum applicants from immigrants who traveled through a third country en route to the U.S. and failed to apply for asylum there. So in other words, they're saying that you crossed through another country to get here. You should have applied for asylum at that other country before you got here. So you didn't apply there. We have the right to deny you here. If you had applied there and then had been rejected, then moved on to here, then we could work on your case. Wow. Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's SouFLoTV. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and there you have it. Those are the top 5 changes to USCIS, United States Customs and Immigration Services, changes for 2020 that will affect legal immigrants. Not illegal, legal immigrants. I'm out. Peace.